Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a get ready with you guys. I'm gonna get ready, play with a couple of new drugstore items, and I'm also going to be doing this bronzy looking look. So as you guys know, my last makeup tutorial was very colorful, something extremely out of my comfort zone, something crazy, I guess you can say. So in today's video, I decided to do something more up my alley, something that I'm more comfortable with, something very bronzy with glitter going on. This is definitely me. This is definitely a makeup look that I could wear every single day if I wanted to, because I feel like it's bronzy, it's sultry, it's sexy. I feel comfortable in this makeup look. It's not too dramatic, but you still have a lot going on. This is a makeup tutorial for those of you guys that like the more bronzy side, something more on the safe side, I guess you can say, but it is also very sexy, so I feel like you can definitely wear this day or night. I'm also going to be trying out a lot of new drugstore products in today's video. We have a new COVERGIRL Mineral Loose Setting Powder, which, hello, you guys need to see my thoughts on this. We also have the new NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. I share my thoughts with you guys. I have the new COVERGIRL Concealer from the True Blend line. We have a new NYX Mascara. We have a lot of new drugstore makeup. Before we get started into today's video, if you are not yet a part of our T-Squad family and you would like to join, we do makeup tutorials here on this channel, a little bit of everything, but if you're into makeup and you like tutorials and you vibe with me, then don't forget to subscribe in the link down below, and also don't forget to turn on that post notification bell so YouTube alerts you when I upload a video. If you want to learn how to recreate this eye makeup look, very bronzy, very sultry, very sexy, or if you just want to know my thoughts on the new products, then let's go ahead and get started. But before we move into the sunscreen, I'm actually going to take a moisturizer. You guys have seen this moisturizer here on my channel. This is the e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer with purified water, jojoba, and vitamin E. I just love the tacky base that this gives my skin. I love the feeling that this moisturizer gives my skin. So for primer, I have two right here. I have the One Heck of a Blot Instant Perfecting Primer, and I also have this one right here by Maybelline that I actually hear a lot of people rave about this primer. And I have not tried this at all. This is the Master Blur Stick. I did get mine in the shade 120 Light Medium, so we're actually going to give this a try. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this like so. I do have really large pores around my cheek area, so if this can cover my pores, that would be awesome. I feel like go ahead and blend this out with my finger. So this has a very light tint, so I guess you can use this to kind of cover up redness, I guess, because it's covering up my redness very nicely. It's not like full coverage, but as you guys can see, it looks better than before. So I feel like if I want to go out without any makeup, which I've been doing now that I got pregnant, it's rare the times that I want to do a full face of makeup. Do I think it works better than my Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer? Definitely not. I feel like that Revlon Pore Reducing Primer is hands down one of the best primers at the drugstore, if not the best primer at the drugstore for your pores. But I actually have this new foundation here. This is the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. I've actually had this foundation in my makeup drawer for, I want to say, like 2 weeks, if not 3. It's been a minute. Actually went to the NYX store here in Vegas and I purchased it when it launched. So I did have plans to review this a really long time ago. It just never happened, so we're here today. I'm not going to do a full-on wear test or anything like that. There's people on here that do wear tests on foundations. The Tayla is by far my #1 favorite. If you're looking for someone to trust on foundation reviews, I recommend the Tayla. I think she's amazing. I believe that's her username here on YouTube, the Tayla, but her name is Taylor. She does Foundation Friday every single Friday on her channel, and then she also does 15 days of foundation. So I'm not gonna do a wear test, but I'm gonna give you guys kind of like my insight on the foundation and give you guys my thoughts or whatever. So I did pick up mine in the shade Natural. We're gonna begin by applying it with a brush to kind of see how it applies with the brush. I don't know if you guys have already seen my favorites video. If you haven't seen my favorites video, it's coming up, but this brush, you guys, has been my holy grail for foundation. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This is so freaking good. Like, I'm loving the coverage. That I will say. I want to say it's like a high medium coverage. I don't think it's full coverage yet. Again, this is my problematic area right here. That's where I have large and intense pores and I have my redness going on. Other than that, my face is pretty like, I've been trying to use more sunscreen, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and I've also been trying to focus a little bit more on my skin because I feel like my skin doesn't have acne or anything like that, which I'm grateful for, but it doesn't look its best, if that makes sense. Like, I have a lot of like veins and a lot of redness. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I am loving this foundation. Looks beautiful on my skin. I do have combination skin, so I will say that once I set it, I'll see how the finish is, but right now it's definitely a more radiant foundation. It's not extremely dewy, but it's not matte either as well, so I feel like it's in that radiant in between finish. I will wait and see how it settles on my skin once it's like completely dry, but so far I like the finish. I definitely do see myself using this foundation more on the winter months. Off of first impressions, if you are normal to dry skin, I feel like you'll really like this foundation. It feels extremely lightweight, which is a must. So it's definitely looking a little bit more smoother with the actual sponge. I do like to go in with a brush first because I find that that technique has been working for me in pressing the product into my pore area. I feel like when I just go in with the sponge, my makeup doesn't tend to last as long as with the brush because I'm pushing the product into the pores, if that makes sense. So this is what my face is looking like with the foundation on. I will say I actually really like the finish of this foundation. It looks flawless all over. It definitely has a high medium coverage. I still wouldn't say it's full coverage. Moving on to concealer, I have two new concealers that I have not tried here on my channel yet. And with this COVERGIRL concealer, I am so excited to share my thoughts with you guys because I've actually been really loving this concealer. I have not shared it with you guys, but I have been using it for a couple of weeks now. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight and conceal. As you guys can see, it's such a beautiful concealer. I love this concealer. It doesn't lift up the product underneath. It just looks very beautiful. I wish I would have gotten a shade darker, but it's okay because I'm actually going to bronze my skin today with a foundation, so I think it'll all melt together. I'm actually going to spritz my sponge with the Peaches and Cream Fixing Spray by I Love Revolution. Kind of give it a little bit of moist, and this is such a beautiful concealer, you guys. Like, I would say it's full coverage. It does remind me of Tarte Shape Tape, so it is a little bit more on the matte side. It's still very comfortable though, but I really like it. So this concealer is definitely a little bit more on the matte side than the Maybelline one. This one, on the other hand, I recommend if you're oily skin. I feel like you're really going to like it. If you're dry skin, you really have to moisturize well underneath. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but it mattified my under eyes pretty well. So I actually really like this, especially right now because here in Vegas the weather is like over 110, so it's pretty hot. So now we're gonna move on to setting the skin. I actually have a new setting powder. Yesterday I discovered this at the drugstore. This is actually from the same line as the concealer, the True Blend line. So this says new shade. I don't know if this is an existing powder. I have no idea. I've never tried any like COVERGIRL setting powders. So listen to this. This is the COVERGIRL True Blend Loose mineral powder in the shade Translucent. To me, when I hear translucent, I'm thinking it's translucent, you know? But then, and I saw it in the packaging and it almost looks very translucent to me. But then on the back, I didn't read this until I got out of the store. So it says, use alone or over liquid makeup for an instantly natural, healthy looking glow. It says glow in here, like a translucent powder, a glowy translucent. I don't know, I just, I feel like glowy translucent powders are just not for me. I'm combo skin. I want something that's going to set my skin and not accentuate anything. So when I open this, you guys, and when I swatch this, the shade looks beautiful. I feel like it'll definitely brighten up my skin a whole lot. Now, what I don't like about this is that this has a glitter in it. You guys are probably not able to tell, but if you guys see this in stores, and if there's testers or something, test it out, because this has glitter. I don't know how I feel about the whole glitter situation. I kind of want to test it out, you know, set my eyes and see. But I'm kind of scared at the same time. Like, what if I ruined my makeup, you know? You know what? Before we set the skin, I'm actually going to bronze my skin a little bit. I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F12. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you guys already know that this is my go-to foundation stick. I love this foundation stick only and exclusively to contour. That is it. I'm just going to go ahead and bring some color back into my skin. I love this step, especially if you're doing a more bronzy eye look. I feel like having, you know, a bronzy face just goes with the whole vibe. Okay guys, so now that I have that nice and blended, I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but it definitely gave my skin a different kind of vibe, you know what I mean? Like, it looks a little bit more bronzy, it looks a little bit more put together. Now I am going to take some of this translucent powder from COVERGIRL. I'm kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna begin by setting my eyes. Not my eyes, but underneath my eyes. Okay, I'm actually not able to tell the glitter. That's funny. I'm not able to see any glitter underneath my eyes, but on my hand, when I apply it on my hand, I'm able to tell the glitter. That's kind of strange. So I'm going to set the other one. Alright guys, so something I will say about this new COVERGIRL True Blend Mineral Loose Powder in Translucent is that it definitely added coverage to my skin, which I feel like you definitely need to know how to work with powders like this. I do have a whole powder rundown video coming up where I share with you guys my thoughts on both the drugstore and high-end powders, let you guys know the finish and all of that good stuff. So that video should be coming up right after this one. So turn on your bell so you get notified. But a little review slash little first impressions on this powder is that it definitely has glitter, like straight up glitter when you touch it with your hands. Now when you apply it on your skin, you are not really able to tell. You're not able to tell the glitter, but something that I will say is that it accentuated my pores here pretty bad. And then something else I will say is that it almost looks heavy and cakey around my nose, and that's because it gave me coverage. It almost looks like a powder foundation. So this, I don't know if I'm going to continue to use, but do I love it? No. Do I think you guys should go out and get it? No. I'm just kidding. I think you should get it if you like a more glowy powder. If you're dry skin, I feel like you would really like this to set a more like lightly set, I guess you can say, because you're not able to tell the glitter. But like I said, it is more of like a powder foundation in a translucent loose version, if that makes sense. So I feel like it did add coverage, but it also accentuated my pores. So something to keep in mind. Not the best for my skin type, but it's definitely not the worst. So huge shout out to the concealer though. The concealer I'm loving. So I actually have this new LA Color contour thingy here in the shade medium. I'm actually excited to give this a go. This is from the dollar store. It literally cost me $1. The shades look pretty promising, both the light shade and then the contour shade. So I'm actually excited to see how well this blends. This did cost me $1. So I'm actually very scared to try this because I don't know, I feel like I'm always scared to try products when they're super affordable, and especially from the dollar store. So wish me luck. It's powdery, but it doesn't pick up a lot of powder. Ooh. It's pretty. I like the shade, I like the color, but I don't know. I don't know that I like it. It almost looks patchy, so no. This is a no-no. This is a no-no. I'm actually gonna give this away. I'm not going to use that. It looks too patchy on my skin, so I'm gonna try to fix it with a little bit of this NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. This blush, it's more of like a corally kind of shade, and these blush boxes by Catrice tend to last a really long time on my skin. They are the waterproof and sweatproof, so maybe that's why they last so long. Who knows, but alright guys, so now I'm going to take the NYX HD Finishing Powder. This is a mineral based pressed powder, and the way I like to use this is I like to carve out my cheekbones. I'm also going to apply a tad bit underneath my eyes to kind of brighten up that area. But now that we have that set and ready to go, now we're going to move on to the eyeshadow portion of today's video, and then we'll finish off the entire look. And I'm actually going to be using single eyeshadows from Makeup Geek, and I think I also have some from ColourPop. So I'm going to begin with a Morphe M518 brush. And I'm going to begin with my favorite eyeshadow. This is Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. This is perfect on the days where you don't really want, you know, like a full beat, I guess you can say. You just want like a mesh of color or like something on the lids. This is perfect. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but the tone is so freaking pretty. This is the perfect transition shade for almost a lot of looks. I feel like you can use this shade for a ton of looks, not necessarily bronzy looks, just because it's almost the color of like a skin tone, I guess you can say. Now I'm gonna move on to this one right here, and this one is in the shade Tan Lines. It is also from Makeup Geek. It is also one of my all-time favorites. It is a little bit darker than Creme Brulee, obviously, so I'm also going to begin by placing this on the crease area, all over from like inner to outer corner as well. I'm packing this with my favorite crease brush. When I want something a little bit more detailed, I love this blending brush. This is actually from a palette from Kylie Cosmetics, so I have no idea if they sell this individually, which I'm pretty sure they don't, but I've been on the lookout for this brush or something similar to this brush for a really long time now, and I can't seem to find it. So that's where we're at with the whole brush situation. Okay, so now I actually want to deepen up my crease a little bit more. So it's definitely way too brown. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but the Kristen Dominique palette, the shade difference, like this one here is Noche and that one is way too brown. It's like super brown. So I'm actually going to take Mocha from the Kristen Dominique palette to deepen up my crease a little bit more. I'm actually going to deepen up the outer V a little bit. And then with whatever product is left, I'm going to slowly bring it into the crease, ever so lightly. I feel like this just gives it a little bit more definition where, you know, it just looks a little bit better. I'm going to take a flat definer brush. I was going to go in with like a black shade, but I'm actually going to take the really dark brown shade from my custom palette here. And I'm going to stamp this real close to my lash line, my waterline, my lash line. I'm actually also going to blend some of that darker brown on the outer V of my eye to kind of make it a little bit more sultry, more sexy. I don't know where this is going. I really thought I was going to do like a simple bronzy look, which I'm still going to add the bronze, but I feel like dark brown eyes, like eyelids, are like my favorite, you know? I feel like you can just never go wrong with a brown eyeshadow. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the bronzy shade. I really want to put this on the lid and kind of see how this looks. This looks so freaking pretty. Like, who is she? I'm gonna swatch this on my hand just so you guys can see what I mean. See that? Like how reflective that is in the light. I don't know if you guys are able to tell. That is like stunning. Before I continue with the face, I'm actually going to apply some mascara. I've been literally dying to share this with you guys because I feel like we used a lot of NYX products today, but they're actually pretty bomb, you guys. So this is a new mascara by them. This is the On The Rise Volume Lift Mascara. This is so freaking bomb. I'm gonna try to do like a little Instagram video where I show you guys one eye with mascara and then one eye without mascara, just so you guys can see. Right now I'm just gonna do a very light layer of mascara because I'm gonna wear false lashes, but I am obsessed with this mascara. First of all, the wand is perfect. It is like so freaking tiny. It doesn't like get product all over the place, and it is just, this is like my go-to mascara now. I've been trying it for like 3 weeks now, ever since it came out. It's been a minute since I picked it up. Like this mascara is so freaking pretty, you guys. Obviously you guys right now cannot tell the mascara, but once I do a look where I don't apply false lashes, I'm actually going to be using this one. And so it says 95% saw instant volume, which yes, I do think. And then it says 94 saw instant lift, definitely. So moving on to setting the skin, I'm actually going to take another NYX product. I know I've been using a lot of their products today, but I've had this here forever. This is the matte finish setting spray. I haven't really gave this a try, so I actually want to give this a try. I'm going to shake it up. So this is the matte one, so I feel like it goes well with the foundation if you're combo or oily skin, because it's obviously going to give you a matte finish. So for highlighter, I'm going to take L'Oreal Glided Honey. Finish off the eyes, I'm going to start off with Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to run it on my lower lash line. I'm going to take that dark brown shadow and I'm going to stamp it. I'm actually going to bring it all the way to my inner corner. Now I'm going to go into the Kristen Dominique palette and pick up some of that brown shade. And because my eyes are like super watery, I would actually pop on a black liner or maybe like a black one. That would look nice too, but I'm not going to because Moving on to lipstick, I'm actually going to line my lips with the Morphe Bite Me lip pencil. To shade them in, I'm actually going to go into the Infallible Paint by L'Oreal in the shade Tongue Tied. So I'm actually going to go into the Maybelline liquid lipstick in the shade 535. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. So this is definitely more nude. Alright guys, and this is the finished and completed look. This is what I came out with. Let me know what you guys think about the makeup tutorial. It's definitely something more on the bronzy side, something more sultry and sexy with that dark brown. This is my go-to makeup. I'm also going to go ahead and leave a couple of videos here on the screen so you guys can check those out if you haven't already. I recently did a very colorful makeup tutorial in case you guys are more into like the color and brightness and all of that jazz. I did do that video, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it somewhere here. But yeah guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you guys very soon in my next one. Bye guys.